I swear, all I'm doing is not just pulling shards. Hello, everyone. Bront, CatHerder here. We're having some fun talking Raid Shadow Legends, and we are here on the main account. I want to thank Polarium for sponsoring this video. You guys are absolutely amazing. We are working on the Sanguine Maria fusion. I have a lot of fragments towards the epics for that, and we need to do the summon rush. Now, to be fair, I don't need to do the summon rush. On this account, I could skip it because I haven't missed a fragment yet. Now, there are two events I haven't worked on yet, but I've got all the fragments, you know, that have been available other than the summon rush that's currently going on, the champion chase, I should say, as well as the champion training, which I am well involved with. I just haven't finished it because I figure I'm going to train this guy up pretty soon anyway, so I'll eventually get points on that. And I have not done much on the Fire Knight, but I'm kind of waiting for other stuff, and I've been working on the Shredder dungeon event as well. So we're kind of making our way in towards finishing up the fusion. I have somehow drained most of my gems, a little annoying, but I have a bunch of them coming up pretty soon, and I'm not too worried about it. I should have plenty to do the event. And again, I don't need to do the Gear Hunters event. I can still get the event for Fire Knight. I can certainly ascend a bunch of gear. I've got plenty of things to do with that one. I'm really not worried about making the event, even if I don't have a lot of gems left at the moment. Apparently I've made the mistake where I ran something and didn't turn off the use all my energy. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. And that is probably why I am indeed doing really well in this Shredders tournament. In fact, it looks like I'm winning the tournament. So, you know, hey, that was intentional. Yes, that was exactly what I wanted to do. No, seriously though. So we are looking to get a total of 3,500 points, and you'll see I have 269 points. You can't see it. There we go. So I have gotten an epic so far. So I got an epic from the Remnant Summons right here, and not the Remnant Summons, but the summoning pool. So I had the summoning pool. I accidentally clicked on it earlier. I got an epic. Not a big deal. So let me move my myself, and we'll talk a little bit more. All right. So we got these guys right here. That's going to be another 350 points each. So that's going to get us close to 800-ish or 900-ish as well. So we're going to be just short of 1,000 points, but I will be getting one more of these points. So that'll be 1,350 points I'll have gotten. Hello. There we go. And yeah, so I'll have 1,300 free points before I pull a shard. So it makes sense to me to go and yeet some of my shards. Now I've got a couple voids, a lot of primals, some good sacreds too. So we are going to yeet all of these ancients, and that should give me enough still to get Leonardo and a soul with these things. Again, I'm going to be able to learn and earn more of these from Clan Boss over the next week or so, depending on when the next Leonardo event is. In fact, it's quite possible we may actually know, because if it is on Monday, well, I won't know as of filming this video on a Friday, but you guys will probably know on Sunday if the Leonardo path is happening on Monday. So we are going to go and, you know, I had to think about this one here because I like a Magnar, but Venalicia looks like she's absolutely amazing. I could use a Kaja as well in this account, but Venalicia just looks like a better champion. So we're going to go for Venalicia, and we are going to go for Vogoth. We've got 31 of these bad boys, and of course, we have Pepsi, always a companion, never a sponsor, but Pepsi, you could be. Just think about it. It would be absolutely amazing. So let me know down below what you think I am going to get. Do you think with these 31 Ancients, I'm going to get something absolutely amazing? You know, to be fair, I shouldn't really expect a legendary, but I cannot tell you the last time I got a legendary. In fact, let's go check my Mercy quickly here. My Mercy tracker says I am 224 into Mercy, which means that it was not accurate in the first place when I was pulling last time. So there's a good chance that I should get a legendary on here, maybe from Mercy. Not always the best time to pull is Mercy at this point, but you know, it is what it is. So let's do this single pull. Got ourselves an Aethel, not particularly exciting. And we have 3 10 pulls. So let's get pulling. Let's get something cool. Come on, Polarium. Wow. Rare text. I need to not be rare text. That was really the thing I need to not happen. I end up being short. Well, you know what? I will find other ways to do this fusion. I certainly have broad maws I can probably figure out how to create. I've got mystery shards I can pull. But, you know, we are looking to not pull too many shards if we can avoid it to get this fusion done. So let's see if we can do better than rares. There's a legendary that is an Altan, which is not particularly exciting. Altan needs a huge, huge buff. He is not good. Now I got a Falja. I like Falja on my free-to-play. I don't think I built one on this account, but I would probably build her just based off of how much I like her on my free-to-play. And Knight Errant, not particularly exciting. Altan is decrease attack on the A1, not particularly exciting. Increase defense on everybody and attacks a single target on the A2. Puts a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns equal 20% of their max HP if it kills somebody. Not great. And that's it. And he revives somebody if he hits and kills somebody. Not great. At one point in time, he was the king of clan boss, who lets you know how far the game has gone. At this point in time, his best use, honestly, is to empower Chronum. And to be fair, I've got a Chronum, so I will probably continue to empower my Chronum because I do not need any more Barbarian Faction Guardians. So that is a +3 Chronum then, maybe? I don't know. I'll have to go take a look at that. So, hey, maybe we can get another legendary or a bunch of epics. I need another 1,000-ish points if I want to be able to get those fragments done, and the rest of it I'm sure I can work off. So let's get something cool in this next pen pull. There is an epic. Lethlin, not particularly exciting. I don't know anybody that uses Lethlin anywhere. There is a Vogoth, so that is good. So yeah, that was a bit of a letdown for, you know, getting interesting stuff. Let's go check the points here quickly. Where are we at? We are at 2,729. Not great, but definitely we can work with that. Again, I've got 300 more coming from another one of these guys when I get them. Just, you know, I just got to finish champion training. That'll be good. I don't have anybody else here that is ready to pull, unfortunately, but we can figure something out. Again, I've got a bunch of mystery shards here if I need to start eating a bunch of mystery shards. Honestly, if I just yeeted these 4 void shards, you know, let's do this. I've already got a Siphi. I don't need a Constantine. We'll go for you. We'll go for an empowered you. And we'll yeet 4 of these things. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to reactively yeet these void shards. I've got the rest of this weekend to earn a couple more ancient shards and yeet a couple more of those as well. And if I need to, I can work on, you know, something else. Let's show some little restraint. Let's not panic here. I guess I technically could fuse a Justicar. That's going to be some points. That's doable. You know, I've actually got, I can even farm an Executioner and then fuse a Relic Keeper if I needed to. So I've got a couple things I can do to make sure that I can get this fusion on this account without spending too many more resources, at least not resources that I'm not willing to part with, which is honestly in the shard department. So not going to panic on this one, even if that would give me 200 more points with those voids. I just think panicking and pulling voids is really not going to help too much. You know what? In the spirit of the video, we will panic and pull voids. Why not? Let's get going. Got some Pepsi, and all I need is an epic. But to be fair, these are 50 points each, so that's going to be another 200 points. So it's not that bad if I get a bunch of rares, and if I get some Broadmaw rares, even better. Not really expecting anything particularly exciting. But, you know, it is what it is. So, with that said, we are close. That is enough points. So we are just 500 points shy of getting what we need. We've got 350 coming with another Thorn Golem, and that'll probably get me the other fragments with other things that I can do during the weekend. Hey guys, Cameraless Bront here to break in for you. It is Saturday morning. I am in the middle of eating breakfast. I have done absolutely nothing and decided to eat this shard I got from Sacreds, or not from Sacreds, from the clan boss. And look at this. I got Karen the Harvester. That was actually pretty cool, unexpected, and that finishes the summon rush for me or the champ chase, or whatever it is, the champ chase. As I said, it's early in the morning, and this dude is actually pretty cool, and I am super excited. This is, well, what's he do? He is attacks all enemies, AoE A1s. I love those. Decreased speed on the A1. That should be a lot of fun for, I'm sure I can fit that into a Chimera team, actually. That seems kind of fun. Maybe even a provoke set. Steals 5% of each enemy's turn meter. Steals 10% of the turn meter instead if they have decreased speed. So if he lands it, he gets 10% turn meter as well. That's kind of cool. And steal. So that's really kind of cool. That's unfortunately not going to work well with Chimera, but that could be very fun. That's going to be really fun for Faction Wars. Ooh, that's going to be really good for Faction Wars. All right. So attacks one enemy, puts all of the target skills on cooldown. So he's a single target cooldown lockout. That's nice. 75% chance of decreasing the turn meter of all enemies under a sleep debuff by 15%. Has a 75% chance of increasing the turn meter of all enemies without sleep by 30%. So that's kind of cool. And then what do we got here? AoE sleep ignores block debuffs and then grants an extra turn. So 4-turn cooldown on that, 100% chance of landing sleep. He then can drop the turn meter of anybody who is sleeping, will cool down the person he attacks, so he will wake them up, but for them, he'll drop the turn meter by 30%. And then he has an AoE where he drops every turn meter and decreased speed. Now, the AoE is very counterintuitive to the sleep, but that's fine. Passive effect here. Whenever an enemy attempts to increase their turn meter, decreases the value of that turn meter fill effect by 25%. So he can stop turn meter runaway, which is kind of fun. He seems like he could be interesting in Arena, but really I'm excited for him for some of these Faction War floors. I think he will help me quite a bit because I think he's going to be a really good control. Lizardman's not been too bad with, to be fair, I got Lazarius. That kind of does a lot of work for me, but he might help me not need Lazarius to be quite as fast so I can build him more damage. So that could be fun. Active effect. Whenever sleep debuffs are removed or expires, the target instantly activates the Threshmaster skill on that target. Does not work if sleep debuffs are removed by damage. Only activate once, and I think that's the one that's on a 1-turn cooldown. Maybe it's not. That's kind of cool. One of these is on a 1-turn cooldown. I'm not sure which one it is, but so Threshmaster is that one. So basically, yeah, okay, so basically he sleeps them, and then when they wake up, he locks them out. That's kind of cool. I like that. And then he's got accuracy on all battles. Nice. So that gets me to, well, where does that get me? We'll show you. That gets me to the fragments, which is awesome. Which means that if I summon the final epic here and then get myself Maria this weekend, which I think I can do, I can get this legendary book up here as well on this account, which will be nice, and it won't have been spending too many resources, and I can stop pulling shards for and save everything else for Leo. So, all right, guys, we'll let you get back to the video. You know, I can do my quick breakdown. It was a quick video, but I figured I would break in for this because this is kind of a cool legendary. So sorry about the camera, but you guys have a wonderful day. And then, honestly, maybe I'll summon Sanguine Maria on this as well. Maybe I'll save her for the CVC that is coming up. It is a not personal reward CVC, at least as far as I am aware, because we had a personal one somewhat recently. And the fusion is got 6 days left, which means you should be able to Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. So by Wednesday, I would make sure I fuse my Maria. Thursday might be doable, but you don't want to miss out on getting her. And if you're not going to do it during a champion chase, you might as well then do it during a CVC. So guys, much love everyone. Appreciate you guys hanging around. Hopefully your shard pulls went well, maybe better than what I got. I did tell you that we could pertinently empower somebody as well. So we are going to empower my Chronum. He is a +2. We are going to make him a +3. I don't really use him too often, but you know what? He's still 10 times better than all 10. So finish up on that. You guys have a wonderful day. Appreciate you hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button. You have an absolutely amazing day. And until the next video, I am Bront, CatHerder.